So, what were the notes about? So then we'll
Constitutional scrutiny.
Very good. What's scrutiny?
All on when it's like under review.
Yes, under investigation or under review. How many levels are there?
3.
Very good. What's one of them? Yes, rational basis test. Or also, what was the name for it? Oh, rational review. Yes, very good. Looks like that. There is a specific group that starts with the letter S. Suspect classification. What group does it usually pertain to?
Racism.
Well,
Discrimination against groups.
yeah. So anyone who has been historically discriminated against is usually under this suspect classification. Right. Very good. What clause is invoked by the
Vote.
equal protection clause? Yeah. Very good. Okay. Now we go on to intermediate scrutiny test. What's intermediate?
Like above beginner.
Yeah, in the middle. Okay, so this is used whenever the state or the federal government passes a statute or law or policy which negatively affects certain protected classes. So what do you think protected classes would be?
What?
What do you think protected classes, what people would be there? Yeah, people who are a minority. So to pass the test, the law has to further an important government interest. So again, it's all about making sure that whatever is being passed is a good thing for the government. And even if sometimes it affects a small minority of people negatively, if they can prove that overall it's actually beneficial for most of the people, then it still passes. However, there are moments such as this where it doesn't. And it has to be substantially. What does substantial mean?
A lot.
A lot. Very, very, very much of this, right? So it has to be substantially related to that interest. So the law cannot just discriminate, like just generally. It has to be something that whatever it is, be it safety, be it furthering a particular goal, it has to have a specific goal in mind, and most of it has to do with that particular goal. The focus of it shouldn't be to discriminate on a group, obviously. Although there are many laws where they are passed to discriminate on specific groups. So this particular scrutiny test is there to make sure that that does not happen. Now, this one, protected classes usually are kind of like suspect classification, but gender is really one of the big protected classes here. A lot of this is used like for gender classifications. I think right now it is being used for transgender policies. So that is also something that is under intermediate scrutiny. And also in First Amendment cases, which is very general because the First Amendment has a whole bunch of protections. What does it protect? Speech,
Religion.
press, religion,
Assembly.
and petition. Yes, very good. So you've got all of these things that the First Amendment protects, and because it is the First Amendment, it is very, very important. And so the intermediate scrutiny is one of the tests that most statutes have to pass, especially if it limits people's First Amendment. For example, right now, if I were to make a demonstration, a protest, what do I have to do before being able to do it?
You gotta tell the government you're gonna leave.
Well, yes, but what do I have to get?
People.
Yeah, you need a permit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you need a permit to be able to have a protest occur. mostly because most protests happen on the streets, and so they need to close off certain streets. The police needs to be there in case things get rowdy, whatever the case may be, but you do need a permit. You cannot just meet up somewhere and have a whole bunch of people meet up there and then start walking. You can't, I mean, you can do that, obviously, but they will fine you for it. And if things get kind of violent, you as the leader could get arrested along with anyone else who was being violent, because you were the one who made this happen. So even though assembly is part of the First Amendment, it's even written in the amendment itself, what kind of assemblies?
Like
Peaceful assemblies, right? It cannot be violent assemblies, you cannot actively be trying to hurt people, because that is against the law, obviously. Unless, of course, you're the people who were in January 6th, and you get pardoned by the president. It's different, of course. Also, I don't know if you kids know this, but he's trying to get Greenland.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what Greenland is. It is basically a wasteland, right here.
Does Greenland have any people there?
No. I
Miss
mean,
Greenland-
yes,
Miss
but like,
Greenland's not even green. Look at that.
no, it's exactly, the people who discovered it were like, let's trick people. And they called it Greenland so that everyone would go there instead of Iceland, which is
Huh.
where that was actually green, and there was like nature and stuff.
That's funny.
Which is hilarious, obviously, yes, very funny joke. But now this person wants it through any means necessary, right? He started off saying military action was gonna get involved, then he kinda like, as he always does, he walked back on that, but it's just another goddamn headache. Can't he just not?
Why does he want it? Like,
Well, he says that it's because he was denied the Peace Prize, because Denmark and Norway are the ones who did it out. He's been wanting it for a very long time. And they didn't give it to him, so he got mad. But there's a lot of really rich people who want to take over Greenland and put their corporations there.
Like Amazon?
Have it, huh?
Like Amazon? What do you mean corporations like?
No, it's more like AI stuff, and like tech stuff, big tech. And they want to make it so that it's not necessarily part of the US, so you could have slavery.
What?
Yeah, it's really weird. But they wanna make it like their own little personal playground, to be able to make more money and to just do anything they want. Cause they can't do it here because it takes too long to change the laws here, and people are annoying, because we like laws. So he's like, you know what, there's like people who are investing millions of dollars into this. Already have invested millions of dollars into this, so he really wants to know that. Just, why have free healthcare when rich people could have their own personal playground? Obviously, the choice is obvious. Alright, then we have strict scrutiny, which is kind of a tongue twister.
Strict scrutiny.
Say it 5 times real fast.
Strict scrutiny, strict scrutiny.
Alright, what's strict?
No toleration.
Why would you point at me? I'm not strict. Okay, yes I am. So, I went down the rabbit hole.
Little space for,
freedom.
yeah, miss, that's basically you.
Okay, yeah, sure. You know what, yeah, you kids don't have freedom here,
Okay.
alright? So be it. So,
This video says it's not a democracy.
I never said it was. Never. I never said it was a democracy.
Cause you're dictating this.
I'm a benevolent dictator, okay? I'm a
But then
nice
it's such a time
dictator.
where this, what would Lincoln think of?
Oh, he'd be so happy with me.
Miss, he's looking right at you.
Yes, he's saying, good job. Continue doing what you're doing. So, strict scrutiny, very, very strict parameters, right? As Julian pointed out, there's really little opportunity for freedom here. So this one is always, almost always used, and the thing is, you can kind of combine these tests. You don't have to just choose one. So this usually happens when someone sues the government for like just discrimination. Straight up, like there's no leeway here, there's no loopholes, like it was straight up discrimination. So that's when this is used. Now, again, much like the rest, in order for the law to keep standing, to stay there, the legislator, and the thing about the test is that you don't really have to prove this, I mean, you do obviously, but most of it rests on the state. The state has to prove why that law should stay. So the burden of proof lies on the state or on the government. So the compelling governmental interest has to be something very, very important. Again, safety, liberty, all the big words in government. And if it doesn't achieve specifically that interest, then it's gonna go away. And this one is obviously, as the name implies, very strict. So even if it doesn't complete it by just one little thing, too bad, that law is gone. You cannot have it. Even if you change that little one, like just get rid of the entire thing and start over. Because you cannot have any law that discriminates against people. Now, this one, because it is about discrimination, it does have to have infringe upon people's fundamental rights. What are our fundamental rights?
Live.
Life, liberty, happiness, or property, yes. Or it involves a suspect classification. Okay, so these were put into place, especially once the 14th Amendment was passed. And once the 14th Amendment was passed, what amendments now apply to the states? Very good, yes, the Bill of Rights. So the Bill of Rights kind of came in, crashed upon the states, and the states really didn't want to listen to them. So these tests were put into place so that the states, now, not only did they have to follow the Bill of Rights, but they also had to follow these tests, because a lot of the states just wanted to keep discriminating amongst specific groups. Even if it went against the Bill of Rights of many of these people. Okay, those are all the notes for today. So we're gonna moving on to the assignment. Now, for the assignment children, there are you're going to be introduced to, I believe, 4 court cases. I am telling you right now that your future quiz or class, still haven't decided, will be about the court cases. Right now, so it's a combination of quiz and test. It's a beautiful thing.
I thought it was something fun, like, finding something around the room.
how knowledgeable you are about certain things. So, that's fine. 10 out of 10. I highly recommend. So, for this particular assignment, this is really not really, but these particular course cases are required for you to know. You have to know these ones. And it's gonna be starting off with one in particular, which is so important, especially for the 14th Amendment. So you do have to know these. And
versus
I don't
Board
know
of
how you could study, but I suggest, because the quest for quiz, again,
The
so
quest?
excited. It is coming up, right? February, sometime in February. So, if you want, I suggest you start doing either online flashcards, physical flashcards, whatever the hell you want, and just put the cases there. That way, instead of scrambling to put all of the cases into one and studying all of them, you already have them. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm not gonna grade you on this. It is just to make your life easier, if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, hey man, it's your prerogative, it's your grade. That's fine. But I suggest that you do this. Just keep track of the court cases, because you're gonna have to do it anyway, right? Okay, group leaders, please let me go to the study.
I guarantee one of them is gonna be brown versus like, 500 pounds.
Or what, like 15?
But it's not like a muscle. Just I did not have.
Hang out to your right. And I'll go ahead and add myself. Shut up. Alright, name, date, period. Okay, so the 4 cases that you have to know, I mean, 3 of them are in italics, so you should just know them anyway. Is Barron v. Baltimore. You want me to highlight them? Then it'd be the slaughterhouse cases of 1873. Then on the back, it would be Gitlow versus New York. And finally, Palco versus Connecticut. Okay, so those 4, you do have to know them. You have to know them. So
You said Gilligo versus New York?
just know them. If you don't understand what the case is about, please let me know, I'll explain to you, because you do have to be able to explain them. Alright, so for this, just read and annotate this for right now.
Yeah, oh my gosh. That's your fault.
Yes, yes. But I did say for right now.
Like for the day.
No, you have like 15 minutes to read and annotate this. And then we'll move on to the actual assignment for this. No.
Today?
Today, yes, today. It's gonna take you whatever time we have left. Like 50 minutes to read and annotate this.
50 minutes? What, the whole class?
55 minutes.
Okay, give us 25 minutes to read and annotate.
15 minutes to read and annotate
That's not
this,
gonna
and then
happen.
we'll move on to the assignment.
I was thinking like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna probably have. enforcement, so it's. It's not gonna go